Lamar Jackson, bulletin board material. You picked him off.
That's just how I was raised, man. My dad raised me like that ever since I was playing small fry football. Like my first year playing small fry, I didn't really play that much. My confidence was low that year, but after that year, my dad just told me like, it's all about how you think of yourself, what you think you can do. And ever since then, man, I just been highly confident in my game. I feel like that's an extra edge that I have because a lot of the times when I get out there, I feel like I won my one-on-one matchup before I even touch the field because I feel so confident. So, that's really a big attribute of my game, just knowing that, just having the confidence in myself that I can go out and do what I need to do.
How did growing up in Orangeburg help prepare you for, I guess, just the career that you've had here at Clemson and for this moment?
It definitely, being raised in Orangeburg, it definitely taught me a lot of things, and even when, growing up around the guys that I grew up around, we just all have that same mentality, because we down there from a small area. So even when we would play football, go to out of town games and stuff, they always treated us a little differently. We always had to have a different mentality to actually compete with the other teams. Such like, we were 4A school, but they just treated us so small. So we just all had that different mentality growing up. No problem.
I want to kind of piggyback on that question. Do you feel a sense of pride and coming from Orangeburg and representing the community down there?
Definitely. A lot of the times when I go out on the field, I'm really doing it for Orangeburg. I want the people back home to be proud of me, see that I'm actually out here doing something, And I know, like, after the games, I get so many text messages, so many messages on Facebook from people from Orangeburg just saying they're watching, and I really appreciate that. That just gives me an extra boost of confidence knowing that I got the whole city behind me and everybody just knowing that I have that support system behind me actually makes me want to go out there and play even harder.
This obviously has been a special season for you personally, finally moving into a starting role. If there was one thing that you could look back on and say, this moment, when you were the first games of the season, it's kind of like, never think this guy was like that 70s throwback linebacker. But
from this season here, definitely just starting off with the Auburn game and getting an interception like that. That just, my confidence was already high. But getting that interception there, that just really gave me all the confidence I know. Like, I can really go out here and contribute to this team. Like, I can really go out here and be one of the premier players on this defense. Ever since that play right there, man, my confidence has just been out to the sky. So, coming into a season like this, I already had a lot of pressure on me, coming in for somebody who's been a starter since he was a freshman, coming in behind Jadar. A lot of people not really knowing much about me. They seen glimpses of me here and there, but not too many people had the confidence in me. Like I was gonna go out there and actually be able to hold it down. And after that play right there, I just realized like, I know I can do this.
What lessons do you think this team as a whole can take from last year's trip to the playoffs?
That's a great
definitely just staying focused all the way through, because that was a big point that Coach Sweeney has made to it, that he felt like we wasn't as focused when they got to the latter part of the season, and I definitely saw the drop off. So this year around, man, that's all we've been really focusing on, like just stay focused, take it one game at a time. We're back exactly where we wanted to be, right here in this position, going into a playoff game. We don't want to look too far ahead. A lot of the questions that come from the media is just, going straight to Alabama, and we don't really want to think about that yet. We don't want to think about the national championship at all. Really, this is our national championship right here coming up, and that's how we're going to take it. Just focusing on this team right here, and as long as we do that, taking it as a one-game season, I feel like we'll come out on top.
And that means a lot to you guys.